And we on.
Hello. How y'all doing today? We back. NJ and Jay. We back again with y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. You know we always say that. Please like and subscribe. But it's good to be with y'all. Subscribe. Thank you. Correct that.
Yeah, we had to get on a serious topic. This is actually for me. School has started officially again. Some kids have went back to school, but most of them are doing this virtual thing now on the computers and stuff like that. But it still should be a topic to be talked about. I feel like, and it's called it's about bullying in schools. You know what I mean? Last year, it was the year before last too, probably, but definitely the year before last and last year. This was a pandemic in itself. This was a situation where a lot of children were, officially diagnosed with, anxiety, depression, and suicidal. Yeah,
so some of them was committing suicide because of bullying.
Right. So today we came up with an idea to talk to you all about that, and we also have 10 reasons of why people bully in the schools.
Right.
Children bully.
Right, and we have 10 reasons on why a bully is a bully. And why there is bullying in school. And bullying, y'all, I mean, parents, if you tuned in, if you have kids, if you have nieces, you have nephews, you have cousins, or whatever, this is a serious topic for you guys to please sit down and talk with your kids. Because like Jay said, we have virtual schools because of the pandemic, and they going in. Some of them are physically active in school now, and it really needs to be talked about and see if we can come together and just stop this, because I'm so tired of our kids dying. They really committing suicide because of a bully. So the 10 reasons is a bully is dealing with pressure. That's number one. That kid is dealing with a lot of pressure. No attention, neglect. It could be something going on in the home.
Yeah, definitely unstable home.
Right.
Usually, one of the primary areas of that.
Right, and usually that could come from a lot of different things. Maybe one of the people in the home, or the spouse, or whichever one, the female or the male, may be a little abusive, towards that kid and towards the people in the home. And that makes a bully act out, because they are getting treated with neglect and no attention. They're getting abused, and that start a whole lot of psychological things. So they're so unhappy that when they get in school, they force that on someone else. And a bully always tried to find someone who is just like them, kind of timid and insecure. They look for that one. It's just like when they're at home and they being abused, that abuser is a bully to them. So when they get to school, they act out that same thing because they feel helpless at home, so they try to make someone else feel helpless at school.
You know what? I think that was from one of the notes. Hold on.
Yeah, really. And then that's when, parents, y'all need to sit down and talk to your kid. If you know that your home has abuse in it, and your kid is seeing this abuse, as a grown-up can turn a blind eye to what they're going through.
Yeah.
But you can't turn that blind eye on what the kid is seeing and on what the kid is going through. It's time to get help. For if you don't want to get help for your abuse, which you should, you definitely need to think about your child. Because your child is acting that out somewhere. On the streets being a bully, or either in school being a bully. they acting it out. Yeah. And then number 2, too much authority. You know, sometimes when you have a child and then you give them so much authority, meaning that when you at work, they watching the whole household.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
They always, if they on a soccer team or football team or whatever, they always the leader. Mm-hmm. They always the captain. Mm-hmm. They always the son. You know, it's not good to put to that they always have to be in charge or in authority of something. Mm-hmm. You have to teach that child how to share. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, you a captain. You know when you're outside playing, I'm the captain. Yeah. Like that person. Yeah. I'm the captain. I'm the this. I'm the that. They always have to be the leader, the head of whatever game the kids are playing. Yeah. You know, and that's when the parents have to teach them. You have to share roles. Right. You have to share roles. Right. Let somebody else lead sometime. You know. That way they would know how to share and they can function in this world. Mm-hmm. Because as they get older, they're not going to lead every time. They're going to have to be, that's just like on a job. They're not going they're not going to be the manager all the time. They're not going to be sitting up in the they're not the corporate vice president all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, they have to come back and step back and somebody else is leading the role. Yeah. But if you don't teach them that, they become rebellious. If they don't get the lead or they not the leader, they have some type of vendetta, you know, like they mad about it. Mm-hmm. You know, and very competitive. And and it's okay for a child to be competitive. Right. But at the same time, you have to tell them that if you don't have that role,
have a notion of understanding to know that.
To know. Yeah. That everybody has an opportunity to have this or do this. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just not your opportunity at this time. But it'll come. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to sit down and talk to them kids about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, because they just get out of control. They really do. They get out of control. And then if you have a child that's, you know, maybe they're a little bit older than the rest of the siblings and you got them staying at home, of course, they watches out for the sibling and they know like, no, you can't go outside. Mama said, no, we can't go outside. You know, no, you ain't supposed to drink that because that's for later. Mm-hmm. They in a role of leading and telling people what not to do. Then when they get to school, they playing that same role too. Right. They trying to tell them, you ain't time for you to go to the bathroom. Put your hands down. They trying to tell you stuff that a teacher should be trying to tell you. Yeah. But that comes back again to the parent. The parent have to sit down and you have to tell them, because if you have a child that does watch the home until you get home from work and it's on a Saturday and you working and they all at home and the oldest one watching out, but you have to also check, and when you off and you look around, you can see that child try to bully the siblings. Mm-hmm. And then you can say, oh, wait a minute, hold on, because when I'm not here, that's not how you treat people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then that child would start understanding, like, oh, okay, well, now I have a better understanding of how things go. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a lot of it too. Yeah. You know, and then number
3 is them being bullied themselves.
Yeah.
Children usually learn by example.
Right.
From being bullied by another bully, so then they'll mimic that same behavior onto another child. Right. So just, release some steam or just to feel more empowered because it was taken from another child, so right. That can happen a lot too.
Yeah. And then anger.
Yeah.
A child who has a lot of anger built up in them. They express their anger and their helplessness by venting their frustrations out on someone else who they feel they can control. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And that's a lot of it too. And a child is only angry because, like we said, it goes back to one. What's going on in the home? What's going on in their life? They could be grieving. They probably lost a parent, or they lost a grandmother or grandfather or something, and it's hurting them on the inside, and they angry. And then they vent out on kids in school, and people, please understand that the bully in school is the worst thing for kids, because kids despise bullies. It's like bullies have other kids where they can't sleep.
Yeah, they don't want to go to school.
They can't eat. They don't want to go to school.
Scared to go to school.
Yeah, they don't want to do that.
But that go into the next one for real, number 5, which is a really good one. Being talked into being a bully by peer pressure, which is basically saying being into gangs or the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
That one is the one that have
peer
them,
pressure.
Yeah, that's what have them scared to go to school, because it's a certain little clique or a gang in the school or like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like you said, the wrong crowd. Like there's a particular bully who want to get, like you said, they look for other ones that they think are similar to them.
Right,
so they want to be over them and tell them to go do this to him or do this to her or whatever.
Right.
Like that, and if you don't, then I'm gonna hurt you.
Right.
And
then it's like that. And I feel like this. If you're the type of parent that if you have to go to that school more than one time, more than 2 times a year, your child is a bully. And the reason why I say that, I'm not talking about you have to go for grades.
I think 2 times.
2 times might be too many. But I'm not talking about if you have to go for grades. If you have to go to that school, more than 2 times a year, about them fighting, about them starting trouble, cursing, or just disrespectful to the teacher and to kids, and they just causing havoc all the time with somebody. If that teacher is coming to you and they telling you, hey, look, you got to come to the school. What happened? Oh, he fight. Then you got to go back another time. What happened? Oh, he cussed the teacher out. Oh, you go back to school. What happened? Oh, he kicked the little girl in the head. Or she kicked the little boy in the side. Yeah. I don't know, he just run the temper tantrum. They just told me I had to come up there. Yeah. Or she just run the temper tantrum. Or she destroying the class. Or she destroying the bathroom. Or he destroying the bath. When you got to go to your school for your child, because of these reasons, your child is the bully. And it's time for you to sit down and then reevaluate yourself before you even say anything to the kid. Because there's something going on within your home or within you for that child to be acting like that. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because you could try to fix that child, but if you're not fixed as a parent, that problem going to continue to go. Yeah. You're going to continue to have that problem. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of parents don't want to look at that. You have some parents that they always going out. They always dropping their kids off somewhere. A man and woman. And then you have some men that because they want to hit the streets and they want to do this, they don't have time for the kid and this and that. And then you don't realize that the kid is steady slipping away from you, and the kid see it, and the kid is angry, and the kid is frustrated, and the kid don't feel love. So they go to school and they takes it out on an innocent child who has nothing to do with y'all problem. Ain't got nothing to do with y'all problem. But that child is suffering because you, as a parent, won't take care of your problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's frustrating to see that when a bully as a kid, I have seen even on the news, the bully, that parent still act like, well, I don't know I don't know why she's like that. Or I don't know why he's like that. Or I don't know why. No, it's you. That's why.
Yeah.
It's you.
I would say just even a troublesome child, because you got not necessarily bullies, then you got the troublesome child. Just
Right.
just act like they just can't listen, don't want to listen, just don't do what they want to do. That's another reason. Like, oh, damn all that. I'm gonna tell you real quick. This one here, let me tell you. Put the fear of God in a boy. Like, you know, it's like sometimes. I'm not saying every parent should be like that. You know, you got some parents who don't believe in whooping their children or whatever.
Right.
And then you got some
Right.
some parents who from the old school, you know,
Right.
like this one.
Right.
So, you know, but me and my brother, we turned out fine. You know. No, I'm serious.
But y'all didn't bully people?
No, because it's about respect. She raises up to be respectable young kings. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, don't come around with all that foolishness. Don't go around with other grown folks. We knew a child's place. We didn't sit around like nowadays. I can't front. Like I have a few women in my past who I dealt with and their children. I'm a whole brand new guy. I'm coming over or whatever. Like we chilling. What's up? How you doing? How kid come running up in there, crawling on me. Like, you know, who you? Hold up. What the? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you gonna do something about this? Like, you know, hey, they just crazy.
Right. Think it's cute.
No. Wait, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I don't fly with this here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's,
call me when you find a baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's no control. And
right, it's all about control.
I've seen parents sitting around, whether they at barbecues or they playing cards or they outside drinking and they doing all this, and then the kids say, F you, bitch. And then everybody, all the grown folks laughing like it's cute. That's not cute. That kid is doing that to somebody in school. If they doing it around you, they definitely doing it worse behind your back.
Yeah.
And they taking it out on other kids. And it's just the parents have to take hold, sit down and talk to your kids and just find out what it is. 9 times out of 10, it's you. And people don't want to admit that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have to be grown as grown people who are raising kids, or who are guardians over kids. We have to be able to say, you know what, this kid is getting in a whole lot of trouble. What is it that I could do to help this kid out? You know, get him some help. Yeah. See what it is. Look inside yourself. You know, ask the kid. I mean, 9 times out of 10, the kid don't want to tell him, oh, yeah, I act like that because I live in a terrible situation. Look around. You don't see it, mama or daddy? This place here is the dump. You know, he whooping on you, you whooping on him, and you know what I'm saying, y'all ain't hardly ever here. I come in the house by myself, the house empty, refrigerator empty. You know, it's just certain things that we as parents have to start waking up and paying attention to. Yeah. Because that's what makes your bully. And
then that goes into another part, number 6, envy. A child always wanting something another child has because he's been neglected, he or she has been neglected of, you know, of a certain type of living. Everybody ain't got it. We understand that, but, you know.
But you have to sit down and talk to your kid and tell your kid that, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That everybody doesn't have, and just because you don't have that doesn't mean it's something wrong with you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that because this person has an Xbox and you don't, or this person come to school with a cell phone and you don't, that does not mean you are less than that person. Mm. We don't know what that person's parents are doing or whatever, but we're not going to worry about them. Mm. We just going to worry about us. But don't you get envy and jealous and mad because you don't have it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not your time to have it right now. That's how you have to sit down and talk to kids. But most people, I've seen that too. You know, kids are outside playing in the park or whatever, and one kid grabs something from the other kid, and then the other kid like start crying, and then the parent or something be like, oh, stop crying, let them play with it for a little while. Just you are catering to that. You catering into that. And it's going to get worse. Because now they start off with them taking a toy. Mm-hmm. Then they start off taking people's respect. Mm-hmm. Then they start taking people's dignity.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say.
see
I
what I'm
was
saying?
just gonna say they just
And
don't start
then-
burglary and robbery.
That's
after
what
that,
that is. They
okay, my bad.
They do. They start taking people personality. That's when they
Yeah.
start breaking in your house after they get older.
Yeah.
They start getting into gangs and all that. Everything comes at a price.
Yeah.
And when people say, I don't know how he or she turned out to be the way they are, when they start getting in a bunch of trouble and the trouble is too deep to get them out of, then I don't know what's wrong with that kid. Well, if you look back about 10 years ago, it was you. It was you.
Yeah, and then like you got number 7, which is revenge. I think it kind of goes in the retrospect. I think when we talked about.
Right,
the
we
second or
did,
third
yeah, that
one, about
revenge.
want to express retaliation because of something that they're going through. Yeah, then
Right.
you got number 8, which is a good one.
Is
To maintain popularity.
To maintain
That's
popularity.
more like the middle school and high school part right there.
Yeah,
That's
to
all that
maintain
is.
popularity. You
That's
know
the
what I'm
middle
saying?
school, high school, and college right there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they just got the
Got on somebody. Else,
Yeah.
They always got to talk. They making fun of other people and act like what they got on ain't what's hip and what's in or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, everything they do, everything they got on is it. What he or she got on, man. What you wearing that for or whatever. Or they
Right.
quick to look what they got on. Some
Right.
it be all like kind of like foolish stuff.
right. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what it is. Because I know a lot of people that they maintain their popularity. You know, like you had the popular. Different little cliques in school and stuff like that, you know. But then you had some people that just, in order for them to maintain their popularity, they had to down somebody.
The next person.
They had to down somebody to make themselves still feel like they on that high pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you should be glad to want to be in my clique. And if you're not in my clique, I'm going to treat you like shit, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the way it is. And then you just have, and they don't leave it at that. It's like they continue to pick and continue.
Yeah, they got to keep you down. Though.
Yeah,
they got to keep you down.
They have
you
to
can't
keep
never
you
think
down
it's
now.
okay. You got to stay in this little area that we got you in. Don't never come out of there because you ain't it. You ain't cool. And I got to make sure I keep this thing going.
Exactly.
Like,
you see what I'm saying? So.
That's how motherfuckers get their ass whooped right there.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
had a
just
couple
saying,
of those situations.
But that's what I'm just saying. You just have those popularities and the next one is number 9.
Number 9.
Something is
not
being
untaught.
untaught.
Yeah.
Untaught.
Bully never learned the proper way to interact with others.
Right. The bully never learns how to interact with others.
Yeah.
The parent has not taught them how to interact with different people, and everything doesn't go their way. You have to teach a child. It doesn't matter if that child is, sometimes a child wearing the same clothes all the time, and they go out and it's a kid that every time you see them they show up, and the one who don't have it targets.
Now see,
that one.
I can admit when we were younger, that's how me and my brother
had
we had that. We used to be flying all the time, and they be like, you think you it because you got that, and then you got the other ones who would try to downplay it and be like, that ain't the new citizen. Man, look, I know what I got on.
Right.
You worry about the wrong thing, bro.
Exactly.
Then you want to get all in my face. Okay, now we're finna fight. Cause see, I'm sorry.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying is that's what happens to kids who are victims of bullies. Yeah. It's like they don't even want to put on their new clothes because they scared that if they go to school, that the bully gonna mess with them, or the bully gonna take it, or the bully gonna tear it up. Mm-hmm. So then they come into this shell that they don't even want to wear their good stuff. They'll put on the most raggedest thing in their closet because they don't want to interact with the bully who keeps downing them and picking on them for having something.
Something nice, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's where that parent ought to come in, because I know for a fact that the teachers and the principals and everybody be calling them parents to their school and telling them that, he won't stop picking on people. He won't stop messing with people. He fighting. And the parent acting like, look here. If you that type of parent, I need for you to get on your job and just get with, really.
Right. I mean, I understand it.
Really?
I see you
Really?
finna get deep with it.
Really?
But you know, at them schools, a lot of times, them teachers and them principals, they turn a blind eye because they don't want to really deal with it half the time.
They don't want to deal with it. You know why? Because
that's
every
an
time,
issue too.
because sometimes the parent will come up there and be mad that the teacher and the principal is calling them.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
So they don't even want to interact with the parent no more. Every time I turn around, y'all calling me from my job, telling me something about what he did. Y'all do y'all job. It's not their job to raise your child. So that's why the principal and the teachers turn a blind eye sometimes, because they know, well, hell, even if I call this joker him mama, she gonna come up here and be just like him. She gonna come up there bullying them, telling them. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Most kids who are bullied, they parents was a bully. Their parent was a bully when they was in damn school. That's why that parent don't see a damn thing wrong with what they kid is doing, because hell, they did it.
You know that's crazy, but you right. It's all about I don't mean evolution like with I don't mean evolution. I don't mean evolution from the monkeys to the humans. I ain't talking about that type. No, I'm talking about evolution as far as evolving as human beings in general. Genetics and DNA, like like father, like son. You have your mother's features or your mother's weight. Like you're right. Like you get a child who was probably a bully or a monster once upon a time in school, and then when they have a child, it's almost like it's genetic. Yeah. And then they act like that.
It's not really genetic. It's just that.
I've heard of situations like
I mean,
that,
you're right though. But it's really that when that bully who becomes grown and have a child, the things that their child is doing, because they was a bully, they don't see nothing wrong with what their child is doing, because to them, to them it's normal. To them it's cute. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cute. Let me tell you, and then number 10 is when a child is just constantly, it's like, it's a form of bulliness. I'm going to tell you about a bully. A bully is a form of bulliness to kind of hide the emptiness that they have. It's an empty soul. It's an empty soul which was put there and created by something someone did. And if they have a good household at home and ain't nothing wrong in all the points that we talked about right in this video, if none of that is going on in the home, it's an emptiness, meaning that when a child knows something, but they're afraid to say it.
Like what?
Like sometimes a child could be like sexually molested. Or they can be something like that, but nobody knows but them and that predator. So that's that emptiness where they cannot say anything and they holding it in, and that person becomes a bully. But that's what I'm saying to everyone. It doesn't matter if you feel like, oh, they just like that because everything's straight here. Everything's that. No. You need to pull that kid to the side. Something not straight. Something is wrong. And that's what you have to be as a parent. That's what parents do. Investigate. And see what it is. Because if everything is so-called good at home and your child is still a bully and you still got to go up to the school all the time and another parent is calling you saying, hey, little Johnny keeps picking on Christy. And then you say, well, I don't know. He said that Christy took his stuff. You know. When you have a parent calling you, the teacher calling you, the principal calling you, friends in the neighborhood calling you, the lady next door telling you that he throwing eggs at my window, and then, you just say, hey, stop throwing them eggs. Well, I tell you about leaving that lady alone, But you're not getting down to what's making you act like this. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's the parent. And then once the parent fix themselves, then you can fix that child.
Or something that the parent don't know about. Just like you were saying about a
Exactly.
predator. Like something
Exactly.
going on between
But
that kid
you
and
have
somebody else.
Right.
And they don't.
And you have to sit your kid down, and that's when it's like deep talk session. A lot of people don't want to sit their kids down thinking, oh, they kids and I'm grown. They do what I say, and that's the wrap. No, a kid needs to learn how to communicate by talk. That's the only way that a kid gonna learn how to communicate is through their parent. And so if the parents sit down and communicate with the child and let the child know it's okay to talk to me and it's okay to do this, you have to ensure your child that it's okay not to have what everybody have. It's okay not to be as smart as somebody else is smart. It's okay. But you got to let them kids know it's not nothing wrong with them, because a bully always wreak havoc on kids so hard till these kids are committing suicide because they are scared of this bully. And the only link to helping stop the bulliness is the parents and the guardians and the uncles and the fathers. And if the fathers ain't in their life, the uncles, the cousins, the somebody. It's the somebody that's your link to help that kid. Now, I'm telling y'all this right quick, because I mean, this bully thing can make me go on a long time, and I'm not trying to do that. We try to keep our videos within 30-minute time frame. But let me tell you, I was a victim of a bully, when I was in New York City at home. I'm going to school, and I'm in middle school. We about in the 7th grade, and I have to say, this girl, she, her name was Tina. I'm not going to say the last name, but, every day, all day long, Monday through Friday, she came to school with a vendetta of it's something about not only me. It seemed like if another child that she felt was smarter than her, or another child that she felt dressed better than her, or another child that had the hair done better than hers, or if their hair was longer than hers, I've never seen nothing like it, and Lord have mercy, I'm grown, I'm fully grown now, and I still ain't seen nothing like that bully. And I
can tell it's getting to you.
Yeah,
Let me tell y'all. I'm just playing.
No, but she would fight. She wanted to fight. She had about 3 fights a day. 3 fights a day to somebody. She gonna get this one at 8 o'clock in the morning. She gonna get this one at about lunchtime, and then after school she had one. She loved to fight.
She like a man. She like a man.
Well, at the time, no,
I knew it. I knew it. Looked like Karl Malone. It always the ones that just look like. They just mad all the time. Yeah, they just want you. I'm just professional boxer face looking at it. I don't know why they be the
had like a little mushroom, back in the day.
Or they be like tomboy. Ain't nothing wrong with tomboy, because you was a tomboy.
I was like a tomboy.
Yeah, but it be them same
I was that feminine type tomboy. Like I still stayed.
Because the prissy bully girls, they don't really do all that. They ain't really got time to be fighting, but they gonna joan on you. They gonna pick with you. They want to mess you up emotionally.
Yeah,
these little hardcore gorilla silverback looking ones, bruh. They always want to fight.
I'm telling you,
they always want to fight you, bro. Same thing with the dude.
Yeah.
Be like, they be the ugly nigga. The nigga, bro. I be like, why you always want to fight me, bro? You mad because I look good?
No, I'm just saying, but
he gotta look in the mirror every morning. He just mad. He look in the mirror. He just like, I gotta fight somebody.
But look here. But no, but look here. I know, but we had to throw a little smile in there because it was kind of a little serious there. But let me tell you, it's like she had someone she fought for breakfast at 8 o'clock when you go in there. She had one she fight before school, during lunchtime. She fighting in the lunch yard, wherever you at. And then the one that she fights after school. And the one that she fights after school happens to be me. And I was the after school fight. all the time. And I can't tell you what it is.
Last, huh?
She would always sit in school and say, "Oh yeah, I'm coming. You already know I'm coming. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is." And we in the 7th grade, right? And then she said, "I don't want you to try to run out the back door." I ain't never ran out no back door. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what back door? I ain't never ran out no back door. That, But the thing is that she kept that hype crowd. Yeah, she said she gon', she looking scared. That's when we talking about that peer pressure.
I knew it. I said they gonna place them big.
Yeah, you know what I'm
I
saying?
know it's going down in school.
But it's just the thing.
You think she gonna win the time? I don't know, bro. I got mine on Big Brother.
It's the thing, y'all. This happened in 7th grade and 8th grade.
Oh, wait, 2 years?
For 2 years. I don't know where the girl came from because, like, when I was in school, like the 5th and the 6th grade, like that, I didn't see her in those elementary schools. It wasn't until we all went to middle school to where I saw her. Yeah. And I'm like, where did she come from? Because it was terrible. It was like, I don't know. But anyway, every day for 2 years, I fought that girl. The only time I didn't have to fight her is when she was absent or I was absent. And it just wasn't me. It was the one that she always fought before school and the one she fought at lunchtime. And back then, it really wasn't pulling your kid out of school and, you go into a better district or whatever it has been. I was in a very good district where I was going to school at. Mm-hmm. You couldn't get any better. Actually, my school was only about 4 blocks from the Met Stadium in New York City, which is classified as a very nice area in Flushing, Queens, New York, right? So, but it was just constant. And I'm like, you ain't tired. Like, why we fighting every day? You're not tired, man. And the thing is that because my mother, by me being the only child, I would say that. Like I said, I'm the only child. So my mother, she was a working parent. So she had enrolled me in karate, taekwondo. Mm-hmm. And just to keep me, where I could protect myself. Yeah. But you are trained in taekwondo that even if it's something streetwide, it has to be a lot for you to use that. Mm-hmm. So when we was fighting, I never used that. Mm-hmm. But we was always, like, she couldn't whoop me. Mm-hmm. But then the crowd would always say, either I won or it's a tie. They would never say she won. For some reason, and I know that she didn't win. They would have been lying if they would have been saying. But I can go with some ties every now and then. But she just wasn't. She never whooped me, and that made her even more mad.
I got to say, I was just going to say, I ain't going to lie to you.
That made her even more mad.
They can't get you like they want to.
I knew the other girls she used to drag, all the other ones, she had pleasure in whooping them girls. Them girls' parents would come to the school, them girls would be all messed up. And their parents would come to the school and then they would be absent for about 4 or 5 days trying to heal from what she has put on them. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And in New York, they use weapons. They use little knife, box cutters, and stuff like that. Even when you was in the 7th, 8th grade, I'm quite sure they like that today. But they bring box cutters and everything to school to try to get you with it. But luckily, I was trained and knew techniques that can kind of keep her off of me. Mm-hmm. And she couldn't win the way she was doing with them. Yeah. But I had a little advantage because my mother had me in that class, right? But I also had an instructor who they was very mental about, you don't use that unless it's really, really necessary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that really wasn't necessary. A fight at school is considered not necessary. Mm-hmm. That's not endangering your life. Yeah. So, but anyway, It was every day, every day, all day for 2 years. And I'm like, God, I'm tired. Okay? You're not tired. You don't want nothing to eat. You want some lunch. You want some this. What is it that we don't have to do this every day, all day? And she did not stop. No lie, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to make this story long or anything, and I'm going to make it short. But I can promise you this girl fought me every day.
So how'd you get off?
And let me tell you, it had got to the point that I had nice clothes because, you know, we didn't have to have uniforms and stuff. Mm-hmm. It had got to the point where I couldn't wear my nice clothes. Closet full of clothes, full of shoes. I had all kind of Adidas back in the day, you know, all this. I couldn't put anything on nice because I knew that I was going to fight that day. You know? And that's what we saying, how a bully affects the victim. Mm-hmm. I couldn't put on anything I wanted to put on. And my mother used to say all the time, I said, you beg for them shoes and you ain't put them on one time. I can't. Because if I do, that's going to start more. Now I'm trying to bag up from wearing nice stuff. I'm trying to drop myself down so she won't feel so. Because I was looking at her, she wasn't dressed. She was wearing kind of the same thing every other day or something like that. You know, she didn't have much. But I wasn't, you know, my mom taught me not to judge like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see anything wrong with it, you know, but...
Get your swag up,
No, but I'm just saying, you know, it was just like that too. I couldn't do it. So one
I'm going to tell my child to tell the bully, get your swag
day,
up,
y'all.
Worry about me.
This is serious, y'all. One day.
I'm sorry, y'all.
One day, every summer, my mother would send me to Alabama and visit for the summer. That's to give her a break in New York City.
Right.
And that second year, after fighting all day, I said, God, I don't know what's going on here. I was praying to God in the 8th grade, like I don't know. I was praying to him ever since the day me and her had to fight. No, after I saw the fight was going to go on every day for a week, and about 6 months later, I said, oh no, I'm tired. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I visit Alabama for the summer, and then I come back to New York when school gets ready to start. Right. And I came to Alabama that summer, that 8th grade summer, and then me and her had a big powwow, you know, last day of school. She made that almost like she was selling Mike Tyson tickets.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
And then, yeah, you know, oh, we doing this on the last day. And then everybody come to me like, oh, I heard that. I'm like, for real? Well, we fight every day anyway. Oh, no, but she said it's going to be big. I'm like, are you serious right now? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that last day of school.
Days, wasn't it?
Yeah, that last day of school, y'all, me and her, we rumbled. And I mean, we rumbled. That rumble was to last a good 45 minutes. And it had got to the point she dropped. I didn't drop. But she didn't drop over a punch or anything like that. She just said, I tell you what. Now, she knew my schedule. I was going to Alabama. I tell you what, when you come back from Alabama, I'm going to kill you. I was like, okay, I'll be ready for it when I come back from Alabama, you know, because the school is summertime now. This the last day of school. Yeah,
the name of that school should have been Gangster's Paradise.
No, but I already knew that the first day of school coming back, that I was going to have to fight, you know. So the whole time, I'm like, man, I'm so tired of this. And why didn't I tell my mother? That's what I'm saying. That's why these victims commit suicide, y'all. They don't tell their parents that they're getting beat on or they fighting or a bully is picking on them every day. They don't do it because to them, they don't want any extra problems. Because even if your parent comes up to the school and say something, you still dealing, that bully is still in that school with you while your mother, it's going to make it worse. Yeah, so they don't say nothing, and then they get to where they just can't take it no more, because I was at the point where I said, when she said, oh, you just wait till you come back from Alabama. When you get back here, I'm going to kill you. I had got to the point I couldn't take it no more, not to where I wanted to commit suicide. I had then said at that point, later, for what I was taught in Taekwondo, that you don't try to harm nobody because you could kill. I was at the point where I was at a high green belt. And a high green belt is next to brown. It's next to brown. Then you go black. Okay, so I was getting ready to get my brown belt. Right? So I had got to the point where I said, I'm going to kill her. I'm going to kill her. That's the only way I knew I can stop it. And that when I have this confrontation with her, when she said when we return back to school, she was going to fight me, I was just going to take the punishment I was going to get for using my martial arts to hurt her real bad. You see what I'm saying? Because it just had got to that point. Yeah. So that's how come I was strong in the head that I never did contemplate suicide, but these are why these kids out here we have lost so many kids last year and the year before that because of bullies, because this is the level that they're going through that a lot of people don't know. And that's why I ask people to talk to your hard-headed, badass kids. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what you go through. So, but then I go to Alabama for that summer, and I said, I'm saying the whole time when I get back to New York, it's done. It's done.
Checkmate.
I'm gonna break her arms and her legs. You know, I'm gonna make it to where she can't use them no more. That was just what I was gonna do, because this is 2 years now. We talking about 24 months. Every day, unless I'm absent or she absent, that I can't wear my clothes. I can't have my hair in a nice style. I can't even concentrate on my homework or my schoolwork because she is already sending messages that she gonna do this, gonna do that. Okay, so then the summer is up and it's time for me to come back to New York. I get on Delta airplane and I'm coming back to New York. And when I land in New York and we get back to our neighborhood, I got all my suitcases coming back home, and the school was getting ready to start 2 days from that point. When I got there, all my little friends are all so-called neighborhood kids. Hey, we're so glad you back. You back home. Did you have fun in Alabama? I said, yeah, I had fun about. Oh, we got to tell you about Tina. I don't want to hear about Tina because, see, I'm used to them saying, oh, she said, y'all gonna do this. She said she gonna get you. She said they are the messengers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still got my bag, but they waits till my mother kind of goes ahead to go get in the elevator. And she lets me talk to my friends because she know I ain't seen them because I've been in Alabama, you know. And then they like, oh, you wait, I can't wait to tell you about Tina, whatever. I said, I don't want to talk about Tina right now. My mama right there. Shut up. Because I don't want her to even know that I'm doing all this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we goes upstairs to the elevator, whatever. Now, because it's me, I said, let me go on down here. I said, Mom, can I go outside? She said, yeah, you go out there, but a little while, then you come back and unpack all this stuff. Okay, so I goes downstairs outside. I said, let me go on and get all the information out. Because I know she done sent a good message for me. When I gets down there and all the kids say, oh, there you go. Girl, let us tell you about Tina. I said, girl, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to break something on her this time. They said, she dead. Yep. And I just had quiet. We just then. And they said, yeah, she dead.
What happened?
And then I said, dead. They said, yeah, she went to Jones Beach in New York. We have a Jones Beach. And she went to Jones Beach, and they had the rope and the tapes and everything that you're not supposed to go past this certain point. New York, they have all kind of little camp classes where kids go camping and all that, but they go with a group. And it's a thing that has balls and stuff and say, don't go past this point. And because she was the way she was, and the thing about it is, it was another female, another kid that she was always my friend and Tina's friend. You know, she was always both of our friends. You know what I'm saying? And Tina would get mad at her if she's hanging with me. I never got mad at her when she's hanging with Tina. You know what I'm saying? But Tina there was something about the girl who just couldn't stand me. But anyway, when I'm gone, then I guess the ones hangs with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the thing is that I said, dead? How is she dead? They said she went in Jones Beach, and the instructors, the camp teachers, and everybody was like, they had the meeting. You see this right here? Don't go past this point. And of course, that's just her. She just, she just gonna try. Do what she want to do. And she went past that point and got sucked under in the beach. And the current or whatever,
the waves
or whatever,
stuff,
because that's why they said don't go past this point. It was pretty rough out there, and they let them get in the ocean, but you couldn't. They had to, in New York you just have to see it. They just have they have a little thing there. I don't know if it's still like that today, but they did have a cutoff point that's not where you go,
Karma
and she went past that point. And the sad part is the girl who always was either with her or with me went too. And so that's because she was scared of Tina. But when I was home, it seemed like she wasn't as scared of her because she felt like she was kind of safe with me. You know what I'm saying? But she joined the same camp that she joined, and they both died. And I know for a fact that girl wasn't the type to disrespect rules. It was that peer pressure that was coming from her that was saying, come on, you better come. I'm going to whoop your butt when we get up out of here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she went anyway. And they both died. Tina died first, and then that girl there died. She got sucked under, and they tried to save him, but it wasn't nothing they can do. So the moral of the story is that bully. It's then I was in a point where I grieved. I felt grief and relief. Mm-hmm. And that is so sad when somebody thinks of your child as a grief for a split second. They grieving for your child for a split second and then have relief.
Yeah, happy they gone.
They happy. That's sad. That's a bully, and that's why parents, please do that. Talk to your kids, get this situation. If you know anybody that has a bully kid or something, hey, look, talk to them people, parents. If you are a teacher or you work in the school system and you're seeing these signs with a kid, after you call these parents about 2-3 times, it's time to kind of call DHR to me. You know what I'm saying? And see what the hell going on inside that home. Because you're trying to help, and you're not telling and snitching and all that stuff on the parent. What it is that kid need help. Damn the parent. That kid needs help. Yeah. I don't know what was going on in this girl's household for her to be so evil with bulliness towards everybody in our school. But what I do know, she fought 3 times a day. And I know people saying, well, how did she stay in the school that long or whatever? New York really doesn't care.
I was just finna say that.
New York really doesn't care.
That's a whole other country. Boy.
New York. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Lean on Me or whatever. But yeah, that's how it really was back in the day. I don't care if you was in a good part of town or a bad part of town. That's just how the schools was. They really didn't care if you was absent or whatever. Today's in the 2000 and something, it's a whole nother level. They I mean, if you miss lunch, they'll call your parent. But back then, they didn't care about you fighting. They really didn't call the teacher. Call the parent. They really didn't do all that. You could be absent for a whole year and they wouldn't even care. They'll say that you you failed, but they not going to get in contact with the parent and all that. But now, it's a little more strict. It's a little more strict, right. And you really need, if the parent can't seem to control the bully, it is time for citizens and people in the community or somebody who that bully is affecting. It's time for you guys to then talk to someone legally about that person so that maybe that household can straighten up or they can find out what's going on or whatever. Because if not, that bully is going to be lost in the future. Because that's the way it always turns out. Because I know some bullies who are in jail as well. Yeah. They in jail, they in prison, they in all that because nobody even tried to help them. They just considered, put a label on them as badass kids. And really, it was something going on the whole time within that person. So, that's it, y'all.
Yeah, so this would be actually a good time for you to hit that little slogan.
Yeah.
Gain knowledge.
Gain knowledge to prevent blockage. And what that means is the more you know, the harder it is for anyone to stop you from your success and from your goals that you want to do. And don't forget, our inventory video is coming up right after this. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was good.